This episode is made possible by New Masters Academy, the world's absolute #1 online art school. Click the link down below for a free 7-day trial. Thank you, New Masters Academy. I am in your mind. I am in your... Hey everybody, welcome back to the Honey and Absinthe After Hours podcast. We're your hosts. I'm Vincent, background designer for Hollywood animation industry.
And I'm Janet, the ex-Disney artist turned independent creator, and this is a podcast about all things art, business, and whatever we feel like.
Now today we're going to talk about how do people even date in their 30s.
But before we get into it, make sure to smash, jingle, touch all our bells and buttons.
Touch all our bells and buttons. It is almost Valentine's Day. Welcome to February. I hope you are once again cozying up with your favorite lover. And if you don't have one, we hope you find one in a week. And if you don't, well then, better luck next year.
Treat yourself.
Treat yourself. Now, Janet and I were talking in the car about life and stuff. And you recently had a existential crisis.
Yes. I took a gummy. And I had very anxious thoughts about my mortality. And
very Vincent thoughts.
Yes.
And I would tell you all of these thoughts all the time of like, I'm gonna die soon.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know what's gonna happen when we die.
Yeah.
Is this movie playing through my eyes just gonna turn off? What's gonna happen? And I complain to you all the time about my woes. But this was the first time you were like, oh yeah, this is something I'm gonna have to deal with someday.
Yeah, because it's coinciding with I am turning 30 this year, and I didn't think it would hit me very hard, but I suddenly had realized how old I am, and then compared to how young I felt just like a few years ago, and then just realizing that life's really long. It's short, but it's also long, and a lot of the things we care about now change over time. Like, you might care about different things in like 10 years, because I definitely did like 10 years ago. Certain things were a lot more important to me than they are now. Like social acceptance. For one, I do not care what anyone thinks about me in my 30s.
You were very career driven.
Yeah, and now I'm like, there are more important things than career. But one of the random high thoughts that I had was, if both of us are like committed to each other for life, basically. I am committed to you for life. But what if either one of us died tragically? Would you date again, and what kind of partner would you try to find? And then I took it a step further, and it was like, oh, let's like talk about this at different ages of our lives. Yeah. So we're going to start with our 20s, and it's like just a very ridiculous thought experiment, hypothetical, of like just trying to know where we're at in life and what we want in life at this point in our life. So in our 20s, what did you want in a partner? You didn't even like think about it too hard. Yeah, so in my 20s, I was...
Oh, by the way, sorry, excuse me.
Yes.
It is Valentine's Day next week. Our episode's falling on the Monday.
Oh, yes.
And we want to hear from you. And if you have a crush on somebody, ooh, if you have a crush on a classmate, ooh, on a coworker, ooh, scandalous, oh my God. If you have any sort of love woes, relationship woes, you can't seem to find a date. If you want horrible advice from us, we are super down to have a very bad at love advice.
Yes.
Oh, it's the love column with Janet and Vincent.
We're gonna have a Q&A where you just send us your love woes. You want advice, relationship advice, love advice, for whatever reason from us. We will, if we get enough questions in the comments, or however you send it to us, we will do an episode where we just give you love and relationship advice.
Sandy writes, I just want Jim to notice me in the classroom. What do I do, honey and absinthe? And then we'll say something like, I don't know, you like send him a note? A love letter? Is that what kids do? Do kids even know what a love letter is?
Oh God, you send them a mixtape? Do kids know what mixtapes are?
I like that idea. Like in our decade, it was CDs.
Yeah.
But in boomer days.
Now
it was
it's
cassette
like
tape.
a DM, or I don't even know what people do now.
Dick pics.
Oh, yeah.
Not as romantic.
Fun.
Not as romantic.
Anyways, so let's start in our 20s. In our 20s, we're going to have like, throughout the ages, we're going to have the way we accidentally die.
Yeah.
And then we'll list out all the qualities of the type of person we think we will want to date and stuff like that.
But let's say we never met each other.
In our 20s.
In our 20s.
Yeah.
What did you want in your 20s?
I thought I wanted someone exactly like me. I thought, because I'm so introverted and I thought I wouldn't get along with someone who is extroverted. And that typically that's the case, except I think you realize as you get older, there's a lot of different types of introversion and extroversion. So I see it more like a scale now. Like no one is like, I mean,
one or the other.
Yeah. You're like a mix of like how much can you tolerate and what you like how I heard this analogy that like introverts wake up with a certain amount of coins that they're given and every single time they interact with someone you give them a coin, and at the end of the day you'll have like 0 coins left in the bank, so you just don't want to hang out with anyone, you want to just crawl into bed and read a book or something. Whereas extroverts need coins. They like want all the coins. And I think I am like a super introvert.
How many coins do you have on a daily basis, Jan?
It's shrinking as I get older.
Oh wow.
And yeah, I thought I wanted someone exactly like myself. I thought I would be able to handle someone who was like super, super extroverted. And I didn't know that someone like you existed. Someone who's like kind of an extrovert, but secretly an introvert. Like you actually don't love spending that much time with people. Whereas like true extroverts, like really, really extroverted people hate me.
They need it to survive.
Yeah, they hate me. They do not want anything to do with me. So my instincts were kind of right. And I wanted someone to provide for me. And that like, I think most girls do. Like we all want someone to protect and to be able to provide. I don't know, it's like an instinctual thing. So like most women want someone with like a career or a good job or a certain amount of income.
Like a monkey brain thing.
Yeah. And I
need to protect Jane. Oh.
But like the weird part is
Tarzan.
like I didn't want someone to provide. I mean, I wanted someone to provide, but that kind of person was definitely not interested in like early 20-something me. Because like as put together as I was for my age next to my peers, I guess, I'm still not put together.
You're still a 20-something.
Yeah, I'm still a train wreck, like most 20-somethings are. And I don't know what I want, and why would someone who is put together want someone like that? So, obviously, but at the same time, I was so career-driven, like, I was super about the, like, I need no man. My mom taught me to, like, always be able to, like, support yourself. I didn't think about this at all. So, like, this is what I thought I wanted at the time, but I still didn't, like, go out and get it. And I would be okay with dating someone in their 20s to 30s.
That's your age range.
That's my age range at the time. I would never date anyone younger than me. And I was not really going to allow myself to date, like, above 30. Because, like, I was like, what are we going to talk about? This is weird. I'm, like, dating, like, I
am working on my memoir, Janet.
and I need, as far as like sex drive, I was just okay. I was like, I didn't think I needed anything like that. I didn't think it was important in a relationship, actually, because I was that inexperienced with.
How important do you think it is in a relationship?
It's really important.
It's really important.
Yeah.
In my religion class, when I was a wee little lad, I learned so very importantly that the reason why people divorce are one of two reasons: what happens or doesn't happen in the bedroom, and finances.
Yes.
Is that correct?
In my experience, yeah.
In your experience, how many times were you married?
No, I just I observe like my parents and
I
other older people who are married. That's the case.
You pay attention to how often your parents have sex?
No,
Oh.
how often, like the type of people who end up getting divorces and what their relationships are like. Yes, I
Okay.
pay attention to that.
Okay.
And usually it's like there's no more romance, or they're like fighting about money or something. It's usually those two things. What about you? What did you want in your 20s?
In my 20s, I was a very romantic person. I'm still a very romantic person. In my 20s, I've already dated a few people, and I've dated anywhere between like super shy to like medium outgoing, not so shy, to like super outgoing.
Yeah.
And then I'd say like more outgoing than I appear to be. And I just learned by experience in my 20s that I just didn't like people who were more extroverted than me.
Yeah.
Because just imagine that. Just imagine if it was me and then me.
Just two Vincents.
Two Vincents.
on this podcast.
It'd be like noise.
Yeah.
Blah, 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 blah.
Talking
Blah,
over
blah,
each
blah, 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 blah.
Constantly interrupting
Constantly interrupting each other. Blah, 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 blah.
and yelling.
And just yelling. Yes, just passionately talking nonsense. God, I don't want that. I think I've always been really attracted to shy people because I always thought it complemented my personality. And I've learned that shy people, very, very, very surprising in the bedroom, if you know what I mean. Yes.
It's because we're repressed.
Is that the reason?
I think so. I really believe it.
I don't understand why the formula works that way. Like, how, like, you're repressed how if you're a shy person as opposed to someone who isn't so... What do you mean, like, someone who isn't so shy is more active, therefore they're, like, chiller about how often they need to get laid?
I think a shy person is hesitant to talk about what they want in daily life. So when they're finally in a vulnerable, trusting situation,
Oh, they're just gonna spill
they're just gonna like release. Whereas like someone who's extroverted, to me, I mean, I feel like someone who's extroverted could also be like crazy in bed. It depends, but
But I like the contrast.
I think maybe it's the contrast actually.
Yeah.
I think someone who's extroverted might be just releasing themselves in public. Not in that way, but you know what I mean, all the time, so that in bed maybe they're more vanilla. I don't know.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I guess.
That's my assumption.
And if we're talking about age range, if I'm 20, I really remember this clearly because I was like single and trying to date. And just right when I was 20, I think what I wanted was at least someone who was like a year below me, at least. That's like as low as I'll go. So like 19. And then I couldn't fathom dating a 40-year-old. What would a 40-year-old
Me neither.
have anything to do with my dumb artist ass slogging through art center? And I don't think maybe an art teacher. If an art teacher came on to me, that would be fine. But would we date?
Probably not. It's probably gonna be a one-time thing, or like a friends with benefits type thing.
Yeah, I couldn't handle all the like her friends and then like lots of wine and that's kind of lame.
Yeah.
See, that's the generational thing. I can't like relate to a person, but I guess my limit would be like 30, maybe. But then like even at that age, I thought it was just so unfathomable for me to date like over 24. So I guess like realistically 24. And then in terms of like maturity level, I think when you're 20, you're in college, right?
Yeah.
So I would assume you're in college. I would assume that you're just in college, because I don't think I could date anyone who's out of college and has a career, because their priorities are much different from mine, and my priorities are different from anybody in high school. Like I'm a college person now, and it's just sort of like cheating. You know what I mean? That's how I always felt about dating someone like super young. It's just like all college, all high school kids want is someone with a car and a private place. That's it.
Yeah.
That's just this. But that's like most people in their 20s, whether it's a dorm or whatever. So it's just like, That's cheating.
It is, because like you're not dating someone who's like your equal anymore.
Yeah.
Like you're dating someone that looks up to you.
And
It's weird.
I don't find it attractive when people like look up to me or look down at me and go like, oh, you're someone I need to like baby or something. I don't like that either.
Yeah.
I like to be in equal footing with my woman. You know what I mean? Just equal footing, and we're seeing eye to eye. And then sex drive, just like
through the roof,
through the roof. Unsatiable young man. Still am.
Yes.
How unsatiable am I?
Just, I have never had another partner other than Vincent, so I wouldn't know what's normal. But I would say you're very intense sex drive.
Hey, sweet. So imagine my 20s. It's just yes, very but that your outward personality is never an indicator of like how you are in bed. Like how you are in bed is how you are in bed. Like I can't just like look at a person who's outgoing and say like, oh, this will be a great fit, because then shy people are like, they'll surprise you.
Yes.
So that's what I would pick for that. And is there anything else I'm missing?
How attractive do they have to be?
Oh, okay. So I never was like super into looks. I like I don't really care as long as I found you somewhat attractive. You don't have to be like, like a Hooters person or a Playboy person or a movie star. Like
you just have to find them attractive. Yeah. They don't have to be like like on a scale of 1 to 10.
Yeah.
Like what number would you say?
Oh.
The lowest you would go.
Man. If you were really funny, had a really good personality, and just like knew how to please, like 6.5.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Yeah. Because like those types, they're so magnetic. Those people who are like super fun and like know how to like crack a joke, like just like that.
I would say like even a 5 or a 4 for me.
Wow.
If they were like really funny, really had everything else going in for them, I wouldn't mind.
Yeah, I think
I don't care about attractiveness really.
Yeah, I think if you have like a really good personality and you're fun hanging out with, all of the above, I think that's for me the best compensation for if you don't look like a Playboy model.
Yeah.
Because I love that stuff. Like I would rather have a good time being around you than have a good time just staring at you all day long.
Yeah, and I also like, maybe it's my bias, but like attractive people tend to not be kind people. In my book, I think that's definitely my bias, because there's some really attractive people that I have met that like weren't attractive when they were younger, and they just like became attractive as they got older. Like they grew into their like features or something, and then they like still act like a normal human being. But especially in LA, I have definitely met people who are insanely attractive, but they're like the worst. They are the worst. And yeah, so attractiveness is like whatever for me. It's not like, I think so. I've noticed this about people who like move here, who are not from LA. Like they look at all the attractive LA people and they're like, oh my god, they're so attractive. Because we're from here, I look at attractive LA people and I like models, actresses, whatever. And I go like it's just another day.
Yeah.
So I don't like put much stock in it.
Yeah, I don't know how I would be if I lived in like a place not like LA.
Yeah.
Where like you just turn the corner and there's like a beautiful person, whatever.
You like just like starstruck just every day, I guess.
So how much credence would you give to the whole thing of like, you had a group of friends in your 20s, right?
Yes.
Of like how the person you're currently dating looks in front of your friends. In terms of like social, you know how it is with women, especially like your man is sort of like your social
it's
bargaining
like,
chip.
The person you're with is always some kind of status symbol.
Yeah, it's a status symbol of some
age,
sort.
I
Yes.
think.
Yeah.
I don't care about that.
Yeah.
Because I had no friends. I still have no friends. But like of the friends I had at the time, like then to me, I don't believe they're that shallow. And of the shallowest of ones, it's not your business. It's like the person I'm dating. Get a life. Like I didn't care about that at all.
Yeah, I don't think I would care about it just a little bit more. But like again, like I really don't see how like if this person I'm dating is like super funny or hilarious. Like,
Yeah, why they wouldn't get along.
yeah, I think my friends would understand why I'm with this person.
Exactly.
So yes, not too much, but I can see why other people would be like, I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know if my friend Sally is gonna like you.
Yeah.
But like, why does that matter?
That's so sad. Yeah, but I think that's just us.
That's a lot of people.
Yeah,
though.
that's a lot.
I think that's
of people.
a lot of people.
What? Okay, so now let's talk about 30s. We're in our 30s. Oh, I'm almost 30. Let's just say.
I'm 30.
Let's just say I die in a car crash.
How do I die?
You get mugged.
What?
Yeah.
I get mugged and die. Like,
Yeah. Like someone's trying to like rob us. You try to protect me.
Like Thomas Wayne.
And you
Great.
You get mugged and you die, and I'm alone. I have to like go find some new person, and you have to find some new person because I die in a car crash or something.
Okay, fine.
From being bad at driving.
Jesus Christ, my woman has died from a car crash. Okay.
What kind of person would you want to find?
Okay, so I wake up, you're next to me. I wake up the next day. I'm alone.
I'm gone. Yeah.
That's so sad.
Yeah.
I don't know how long I'd go through the grieving process, but I would like another warm body with me, like fairly soon. You know,
Immediately.
fairly soon. That would be very nice. Okay, so like let's say I grieve. Okay, so you're looking down from wherever you're looking down.
Yes.
Would it upset you if I grieved only for 2 months? And then but like I'm hopping into bed with somebody else, but like I'm still grieving. Like let's say we're finished and then I'm going, oh, hey man, hey girl, I'm gonna go to the bathroom. And I go to the bathroom and just cry. Just like weep. My Janet.
I guess.
You'd be okay with it?
I'd be okay with
How
it.
long would you grieve for me and then find somebody new? Honestly, be honest. You're live on camera.
Probably
Not really live, but
like at least 5 years.
yes, it like
Yeah.
so for me to fully get over you, I think
Yeah.
at least 5 years.
Oh, for me to start dating again, probably also 5 years.
I would need like something to keep going.
Yes, I understand.
You know what I mean?
I have other things going for me, like exercise and I don't know. I keep telling you, if you died you get mugged, I would probably like go traveling for like 5 years, become a monk, and then be like, okay, maybe I'll date.
Literally Batman. Janet would be Batwoman.
I disappear off the face of the planet and like garden, and then I'll be like, when I get lonely, which is probably in 5 years, I'm gonna like, okay, maybe I'll start dating again.
Okay. The priorities of the person.
I want to get rich, hopefully before I'm 40. So I am reading the book on rental property investing by Brandon Turner. If you also want to get rich and you want to listen to this book, head over to audibletrial.com/the Honey and Absinthe podcast to get one free audiobook. That's audibletrial.com/the Honey and Absinthe podcast.
Okay, so let's say like it has been. Let's say I'm ready. Okay, just to make it fair. I think especially lonely people find lonely people and they use each other. And then they go their separate ways, or they keep using each other until they finally go their you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Like, one of your friends is sort of like that.
Yes.
Yes, you know what I mean? Yeah.
Yes.
So, I think I would go through that back and forth until I finally am like, okay, I'm ready to like find a real long-term relationship. I'm 30. I'm sure you wouldn't mind if I was with somebody else, right? Because that's still a lot of life to live.
Yeah.
Okay, so would I date, like, so it's like a lot of questions, like what age range would I date?
Yeah.
Would I date? Like, if you just disappeared off the face of the earth, I guess in terms of age, I wouldn't really want to date below 21. Because again, it's like all early 20s people are looking for are just like super basic things that like people in their 30s should have.
Yes.
So it's like easy.
Yes.
It's like cheating. So I would date from 21. And I guess like the oldest would be like 40.
Okay.
Yeah. I don't know how that would be though. Jesus, it's dating somebody 10 years older than me. I think it's just super unlikely, but I guess that's like my cutoff point because I wouldn't want to date anybody over
I
40.
think dating someone who's 40 would be like dating another me.
I think so.
Basically,
That would be
yeah.
kind of cool.
Yeah.
That'd be kind of nice, maybe. Yeah. I'd probably be down for that, maybe. And what else? Oh yeah, in terms of just like looks, again, very similarly to before, but I think, if I were with you for
This long.
this long,
Yeah.
I'd probably go crazy. I'd just like,
You
you
would
know,
date.
I date every color of the rainbow. I date
Just to do
any
it.
range within my like preference,
Yeah.
and I wouldn't have any reservations.
You would just try everything.
Yeah, because I never had the chance, and I would always like kick myself of like, oh man, sucks I found the right person before I got to really just like
Taste the
experience.
rainbow.
Yes, like Skittles. I want to taste the rainbow, man. But like, if I had the chance to, I would. But like in terms of settling down with somebody, again, like in terms of maturity, I don't want somebody who's like, who just wants to be taken care of. At that age too, I don't want to be like somebody's sugar daddy,
Yeah.
man. Like, go find somebody else for that shit. And then, yeah, and I don't think that there's anything to me that would be classified as like too old. Because to me, you're too old.
Yeah.
You're like way too old for me.
Like 40,
You're like 45
in the mind.
And I'm like 26 in the mind.
Yes. Does the person that you find, or like that, let's say you're on Tinder or something, or you're on Bumble. I don't know what the kids use these days. You're on a dating app, and like,
First of all, I told you this after Vaughn's. We were
Yeah.
going grocery shopping.
Yeah.
I would, as a challenge, not use any of the dating apps. Because I think that's for pussies. Like, I am of the time where I didn't need that stuff. And just like an old man yelling
At
the cloud, I will, hell or high water, find somebody without using a goddamn dating app. Because that's so like, I told you too, I was just like, it makes the experience of like, not to knock anybody who's found each other on dating apps. I mean, I guess that's fine.
Yeah.
I just can't relate to you.
Yeah.
But I just personally think that like, for me, it's all about the story of how you met somebody. Oh, I met somebody in college. We were college sweethearts. Oh, I met her. She was a barista at my favorite coffee shop, and I mustered up enough courage to say hello. Like all that stuff is like super romantic and like, you know. But then like for a lot of people like our siblings this generation, a lot of the stories are the same.
Like I met on
I met them online.
Yeah.
I met them on Twitter. I mean on Tumblr.
Yeah.
No, what is it like? Tinder. Yes, too many T apps. Yeah, and that's like this. That's the story for a lot of relationships these days, and I just think that's not fun.
Yeah, it's kind of boring.
Not memorable for. And then like, in my humble opinion, I really like because I really love dating. I think like the whole perspective of dating through apps, it kind of like just commoditizes people.
Yeah.
And like you just look at people as these things. As potential, like truly potential suitors that you just swipe.
Yeah.
But then you don't really go with, like, I would prefer people did the old school weird, like, so you know those like sessions for like really sad, lonely adults who like, they have like the speed dating thing and you have like 5 minutes to be like, I'm Jim, I love golfing, and I'm Sandy, I love long walks in the park and taking care of cats. Like, oh, you're perfect for me. Do you like watching The Office? Oh no, I don't really watch TV. Oh, fuck you, I'm not gonna date you. Like all that stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that to me is more natural than the stuff.
Then this like weird algorithmic like, oh, they check off all the boxes and then you meet them and they're like, your personalities don't gel or whatever.
Yeah, and I think you really value somebody when you find them in the wild. Because if you find somebody, I mean, maybe this is my boomer head talking, but like if I imagine if I found somebody online and then I like them and I date them and I was like bored of them, I just dump them and find another person online. Like, but like to find somebody in the wild, that's a challenge.
Yeah.
And that's like a real like, you're investing in someone if you decide to be like, oh, I'm gonna like start dating you.
Yeah. Look, you're on Tinder.
Yes.
Does the person that you might, what's it called, swipe right or swipe left? I don't know. The one that you want to date, do they need a career or a job at 30, in your 30s?
If the youngest I'm gonna date, I guess, in my 30s is like 21. Yeah. I mean, like, in terms of like career and upward mobility, I mean, there's not much to expect. You're probably in college, or you're like some weird entrepreneur or something. But like, I would strongly prefer somebody who's like 27 and up, 25 and up, because like when I was 25, 27, that's when I was finally getting hired. Like I went to school for like 3 years to do a thing, and it took me a certain amount of time to finally do the thing. And I think like that's a really good point to date somebody because like all their focus isn't just career and stuff.
Yeah.
They're on the same page as you in terms of like, I want to settle down.
Okay. So like for you, like as long as they have some like they know how to pay their bills.
Yes, they know how to pay like simple adulting stuff. That would be a travesty for me to teach them.
Yes.
It would be just a goddamn like mess of like I barely know how to pay for my own credit card and taxes and stuff.
I had to train Vincent.
Janet's my personal accountant. It's pretty amazing.
Imagine Vincent having to guide someone else.
So like the government takes your money, so like you gotta pay it, and don't buy with your credit card more shit that you need, because like you're really gonna have to pay it all, pay it back eventually. So don't like treat your credit card like this infinite money thing, because like I don't think that's how it works. And you need to do this W-2 thing for retirement. You gotta save for your retirement. Like it was just be awful.
It would just be the worst. It'd be like two train wrecks trying to live life, and I would be looking down from heaven or hell, wherever I'm looking from, and I'd be like, oh God, they're going into massive amounts of debt,
awesome.
And both of them don't know it.
I learned nothing from being with Janet. Nothing.
Oh
my God.
Can this person have a kid?
Okay, so I was the one who asked this for you, and for me, like no. It's like a big. I think I just personally would like to do all of that from start to beginning. From creating the child to helping my woman birth the child, and then holding it like Simba and going, "You are my child." I'm sorry. Maybe it's just me or something. I can't just like, I'm maybe like you're the sweetest person, and you died, and I just basically found the next Janet, and she has a kid. I like pick up the little Simba kid and go like, "You are not my child." And sadly, you will never be my child. So I don't think this will work. Because like, imagine I have a child, like a stepchild, that's my own, with my new my new wife, partner, whoever. Yeah. Imagine like which child would I like more? My child. I'm sorry. I'm sorry that this is how brutally honest I have to be, but personally, I'd like to like, farm the seed and then plant the seed. Like, gross. Like, I don't want to like just like it's like I want to start from the beginning. Basically.
I also asked you. I know this person needs like a job or like have their shit together. Yeah. Would you be attracted to a career woman? Someone who's like super boss lady, like driven?
I don't know, man. At this point in my life and my perspective and where I'm standing, that's a big no.
That's like a big turn off.
Yeah, because it's like I want someone, if I'm burning in a building or this person's job is on the line, I would really prefer them to like choose me because they love me, right?
Not their job because they love their job.
If the entire YouTube business, whatever, was about to just disappear thin air, or I was in a burning building, what would you choose?
I would choose you.
I would choose you too.
I've thought about it a lot. That like if I had to choose you, or to like for whatever reason I had to like disappear off of YouTube, I would choose you.
Thank you.
I figured
Yes.
something out.
I mean, like, yeah, same for me. Like, if my animation job just disappeared, and I had to choose you or it, I'd choose you, obviously.
Mm-hmm.
Rather bag groceries. I want to be with my Janet,
Yeah.
obviously.
Yeah.
Where are we going with this? I forget.
So you wouldn't be attracted to a career woman.
Oh no,
basically.
because like I just feel like that's like career women are just super focused on their career. They're just hyper, like career men too. Like they're just like the chase for them isn't the finding of a suitor and finding someone to love. The chase for them is like, how do I claw my way into the position I want to be in, so that my ego can finally be like stroked, so I can like prove to my friends and family that I'm like hot shit and all of that stuff. Like that's all to me very immature from where I'm standing.
Yes.
Because from where I'm standing, it's like, you motherfuckers, I'd love to see you hold a job for 30 years.
Yeah.
It's all fun and games and roses in the first maybe like 7 to 10 years, but come on. Like, you're going to be a career woman in your 50s? I don't think so. Am I going to be like the most animation driven people I know? Are they going to actually, yeah. But then that to me says so much about a man's ego.
Yeah.
That's just like I don't want my existence to be about my career or even like what I create. I don't want it to, like, I'm sharing my life with somebody. Don't you think that's a big deal?
I think career-driven people are like the opposite end of the spectrum of really immature people. It's the same kind of immaturity. It's like driven by different, like I actually probably would rather date someone who's really like traditionally immature than someone who's like super career driven.
What turns you off about super career driven people? Because we were once those people.
Yeah,
and like all I think about is like the person I once was, and I get repulsed, I cringe, and I hate it.
The problem I had when I was like that, and it's the problem I see in a lot of our peers in animation, is that it comes from trying to fill a void that you have. Usually people who are really career driven are also really depressed, and also like
because they're trying to fill the hole with work and stuff,
and the hole can be anything. It depends on the person. It could be like wanting to be accepted. It could put too much value in status. It could be like wanting to prove someone wrong, get vengeance. Like there's all those things are like this thing that is like deep-seated baggage that people are trying to fix with career. Or it's just like overly you put too much importance in this thing that never gives anything back to you. And not enough importance in the things I think are truly important, the things that you will regret when you die, because that you didn't treat them with the amount of care that you thought, like the person that you want to be with, like your kids, like your family, like your health, like all these things. Usually career-driven people don't think those things are important. They would like, if they had to choose their partner over their career in a burning building or whatever, they choose their career. And to me, I think that's fucked up logic, that you choose this thing for your own personal ego rather than a potential relationship or someone that will like love you and care for you till you die. Like it's really fucked up, and that shows you how screwed up someone like that in the mind is. That's why I wouldn't date them, or I'm not attracted to people like that. For me, if you got mugged, I do
live on, Janet, become Batman.
I wouldn't date as young as you. I would probably date like 25 to 50. Like the age range really opens up for me now that I'm older. I don't know why, but like in animation, I've made a lot of older friends, and like it's not hard for me to like have a
very old soul, Janet.
Yeah. Talk about real estate and money and
taxes and how much you hate the government.
Yes. So I can totally see myself having a conversation with like holding my own with someone who's older and being in a relationship with them. I definitely need someone who's committed and consistent. I wouldn't say I need them to have a career, but kind of. like, I don't want them to be super career driven, but I want them to have like held a decent job. Like, I can't at 30, like, if you pass away right now and I had to find someone, I don't think I can date someone who's like working a mall job. Again, like, I don't feel like we'd be on. Like,
you wouldn't date a college student. Would you date a grad student?
I would.
Oh, okay.
Like, that's what I mean. Like, they don't have to have a job necessarily, but like, they have to be like proven to me that they've committed to something and are consistent with something. They're not just somebody who, like, for example, I don't want to train someone and teach them how to pay their bills all over again. Like, I don't think I can deal with that at this age. I don't think I would be okay with a kid either at this age.
Why? Let's say like young 27-year-old young man is basically like the next Vincent.
Yeah.
But has like a little baby.
Because I'm too driven.
Oh.
Because I don't feel comfortable, like, it'd be asking, like, we've talked about this. If we were to have kids, I would give up everything. I would give everything for that kid, and that they would be like my life. I would give up YouTube, whatever time they need, I'd give it up. If I had the choice, though, to date someone who had a kid, that would be, to me, what they're asking of me.
And I don't know, but like, would most men who have a kid expect that from you? Or?
I don't think so. That's what I would expect of myself.
I see.
Because I wouldn't.
Because I imagine the person you're dating going like, "Oh, honey, that's not really what I want." But like that's what you expect for yourself.
Yes, I don't think the man would expect me to commit that hard to their kid, but I would feel like it's not fair for the kid in this situation if I'm not at least pretty devoted to raising them, you know?
Yeah, probably the kids, if they're a toddler, they're like, "Where's my mommy?
Yeah.
Are you They're gonna do the thing like in the movies, like in the romance movies. They're gonna be like, "Are you gonna be my new mommy?"
Yes,
you know?
Yes.
Yeah.
And then you have to just be like, yes. And if you're like,
if you're not like committed all the way, that's why I'm telling you, if I hold the child that isn't mine, I'm gonna be like, "You are not mine, child."
Yeah.
But like, if I really dig the person that much, and if their kid isn't really annoying, then I think like I would be like, I would have to. I guess come to think of it, I guess I'd have to like accept that responsibility.
Exactly.
I'm a daddy.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm a daddy. I want to be a daddy. So I want this woman so hard that I'll be a daddy for her.
Yes. Yes.
A daddy of a child that isn't even mine.
And I also, like, selfishly, at 30, I still have so much I want to do that doesn't pertain. Like, if I'm not going to have children anytime soon with you, like, if I had the choice, like you died or something, I'm not going to have children with someone else either. If they come with children, I still have stuff I want to do. So no kids. And attractiveness, I think, matters even less now in my 30s compared to when I was in my 20s. I don't know why. I just think there's this double standard in society where, like, as you age, you get more value. As I age, I get less value. And for whatever reason, whether it's true or not, whether it's just my weird, like, I don't know, fucked up brain that is telling me that or not, I feel like at 30, if you died, it'd be harder for me compared to when I was like 21.
Really? Look at you. I mean, you'd say you're the prettiest you've ever been. I don't know what you're talking about.
It doesn't matter to men. I feel like not only do I think through life, it made me realize that, like, attractiveness really, really, really doesn't matter. I also feel like I can't be picky. Like, the older I get, I can't be picky. Yeah.
So you're just happy to settle with someone who's like you can deal with and who's like at least fun to be with, hopefully.
Yeah. Like, if they check all the other marks, then like I don't really care how attractive they are. You know?
Yeah.
As long as they're like, the thing is, as long as I am attracted to them, like I'm not, I if I'm not attracted to you, like I can be unattracted to someone who's very conventionally attractive. You know what I mean?
Right.
Yeah.
So how would it be then that like, you know, you had a healthy amount of lovemaking, you know, being in a relationship with me,
Yeah.
you know, you wake up, I'm gone, you know, you haven't had somebody in bed for months and months. So how important is that going to be?
I don't think at all.
Really?
Yeah. For whatever
So
reason.
if this new person, like you jive with them, but like you only bang like once a month, you're okay with that?
Yeah.
Really?
There's something like
No.
in my 20s, I feel like that was a lot more necessary, even though I didn't think it was. Like at the time, I didn't think it was at all, but it kind of was for me. But then now I'm like, I don't care. I feel like I genuinely believe that I can probably go celibate if you died, and I'd be fine.
Really?
Yeah, yeah.
You would just like please yourself, but then at any other time, you would just be like, oh, I don't really need it.
Yeah, like if you want to give it to me, if my new person doesn't want to get, I don't care.
That's crazy. I couldn't. Like I mean, like I'd be the same. I'm kind of the same right now.
Yeah, as 20.
Yes.
Okay.
So the answer is still the same.
I think it's different. I don't know. I think it's different for every person. Actually, I was about to say I think it's different for men, but no, I was like no.
I mean, yeah, certain men's
I
different, I
think-
guess.
I don't know. I think some women need more as they get older. Some women don't. I don't know. I just,
Yeah.
I personally, I don't think it matters to me all that much.
Different strokes for different folks, literally.
And now,
So we're gonna go into the 40s.
yes, we're
Yes.
going.
So how do you die in your 40s? I think you die from pneumonia.
Yeah, I die from pneumonia because
Yes.
for those who don't know, I have a history of getting pneumonia, unfortunately. So I am prone to dying from pneumonia. I actually almost did like twice. So at 40, let's say I suddenly die from pneumonia, and like for me, you suddenly die of prostate cancer.
Oh man,
Yeah,
damn it! The great killer
Yes.
of dudes. God
Yes.
damn it!
I actually don't know if it kills people, but you would assume.
Oh, I think so.
Yeah.
It's like it's like the best to catch it earlier and all that stuff. Especially when you're like, I think like the older you get, the more prone you are. Sorry, I'm not a doctor. I draw cartoons for the big studios, but I assume that like the older you get, the more your butthole is prone to like getting cancer. So like this is very realistic that you can get pneumonia and that you can get prostate cancer. This is
Okay.
actually like really
Okay.
realistic.
Okay. So
Fortunately.
at 40, what age
Yes.
range are you dating?
Okay. So at 40, we've been together for like 25 years.
Yes.
Almost 30 at that point. So like for you to just like, I'm 40 years old. I had the comfort of waking up next to you in bed every day for almost 25 years of my life, you know? And then you suddenly disappear.
Mm-hmm.
As soon as I'm done grieving,
Yeah.
everything's on the table. Everything and anything. Everything. like all the colors of the rainbow, especially. Like I want to know. And like, but like, it's still a question of like, would I remarry? Don't think so.
Really? At 40?
I don't think so. If I've been with someone for 25 years, like what?
Uh-huh.
I really have to find this special person because like I'm not gonna have this opportunity again. Why would I close a door that like suddenly opens? You know,
Okay.
this is my only chance.
So what age range would you date?
Okay, so from like, let's see, I think at 40, man, that's like, if you're in college, you're like my student. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I guess that actually like I guess that makes sense. So I guess like 24, 21 to like I'd say 45. I'd worry if I got some, because like the older the woman, the more Janet Leigh they are.
Yes.
But like the older they are, I worry about the drive. Wait, but no, women reach their peak the older they like. It's me whose sex drive will be dwindling. Yes.
Yeah, supposedly.
God damn it, that sucks.
I'm like, yeah.
So I can't predict how horny I'm gonna be.
Yes.
Unfortunately. Okay.
Yes.
So that sucks. But like I could date a 20-year-old but then not be like physically able to keep up. That's fucking sad.
You'd have to like.
I'd have to exercise. That's what I would do.
Yes, and
I would
take-
okay. Obviously, that's obviously a given. If you were to just disappear one day, I'd try to get the best shape of my life so that I have access to all the rainbow colors,
Okay.
so I can date everyone and be like, I know I am a very learned man. I have seen the earth far and wide. Spread my seed from Timbuktu to New York. I think I would give myself that opportunity. I wouldn't like close it. And in terms of age, like I think I'd be really into short-term dating. So like if you're somebody I can't stand for longer than a few months, like you're a young person I can't stand for longer than like 3 or 4 months, like okay, see ya, I'll date somebody else. I'd have like the choice of dating, my peoples in my 40s, the millennials, and then the our siblings generation, I guess, the Gen Z.
Yeah.
And then I guess the people we should be teaching are basically like our children, Gen Alpha.
Yeah.
Right. So I was telling you that like, yes, it's like comfortable to probably date my own age because like I know what to expect. But then at the same time I know what to expect, and also, another 4-year-old is like also probably a widower or had like something bad happen to them or a divorcee, which is fine, but like I wonder at that point, because I'm dealing with my own baggage, having lost you.
Yeah.
I wonder if that's like a unifying thing with another person who's 40 and has lost somebody, or like, or if it's like a point of contention.
Yeah.
If it's annoying, if it's something that like I'd rather not deal with. So that's why I'm like, as much as I'm comfortable with people my age, I think if I'm 40 and I'm trying to date another person who's 40, that comes with a lot of stuff on their end for sure. But that doesn't mean to say like if I date a young person, there could be tons of stuff.
Yeah.
But still, it's not like their stuff is like, oh yeah, whatever broke up with me in college.
Yeah.
But then for like adults, it could be like my husband cheated on me, left me, and robbed me blind.
Yeah.
That's
Took
the type of
everything.
sad adult, bitter fucked upness that a lot of you young people have like yet to experience and understand. Oh, like that Marriage Story movie.
Oh yeah.
Holy shit!
Like, we don't need lawyers.
Oh my god, that movie. So yes, I think I would see it as a tragic thing of like I lost who I thought was my life partner, but then I would hope slowly I'd be like, oh well, I mean, I guess the world has just opened up to me, literally. So time to enter. If you know what I mean.
Would this person need a career? They have
At this point, not really.
Really?
Like I don't know. Like what? Okay, so would I date somebody who's like, let's say, 21 and is doing their whole like I'm trying to find myself, and they're into me because like I'm a suave
Older,
widower.
Yeah.
So that's extra hot that I used to hold down a relationship,
Yeah.
and then that I have a career and all this stuff, all this money that my wife made, this is that I'm just sitting on, you know what I mean?
But she doesn't know how to pay bills and like.
Yeah, I'm like, don't worry about it, baby, I got you.
Would you be okay?
But then like, I don't think I date them for long.
Oh, okay.
So I got you for a while.
So like yes and no, like you'll date them, but like you won't like date them long term. Would you have long term relationships?
I don't think so, but then like I just let the relationship run its course. Like if it gets boring or if we're interested in other people or it just has that like, I might as well just be like, hey man, it's not working, so let's find somebody else,
Would you date someone who is like sees you as like a sugar daddy?
I try it out for the novelty, yes. And by that point, I'll probably use some of your money.
But like their love language is like gifts.
Okay, so yeah, no, I don't. I think I'd try it, but I know I don't like it because like
Yeah.
my love language is love making. So
Physical touch.
yeah, physical touch and like communication, person to person.
Yeah.
That stuff. That's what really turns me on it. And I don't like that. Like, what gives them the most dopamine is and rush is to get gifts.
Yeah.
Like, come on, how basic are you? What like what you want every day to be like Christmas?
Yes. This person does. Yeah.
Every day is like Christmas for me when someone accepts my love language.
Honestly.
And it's like honestly pretty cheap. It's not expensive.
That's what all sugar babies think. Like they that's what I genuinely believe. That's what they all think because they're like, I got a sweet deal. I give you what you want. You give me what we want. Like that's what.
I mean, I guess if everyone's happy, everyone's happy. How about for you then?
For me,
I died from cancer and I just disappeared from the face of the earth, and then you just
it's like sudden.
It's just so sudden.
Sudden prostate cancer. You have a month to live.
And then I had a month to live, and then I died.
Oh my god. Okay, so at 40, I think I would date from like 35 to 60.
Whoa, that's like a huge range.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It opened up a lot, but like all the younger people got like X'd out. Partly, so I was trying to rationalize this with you. Why? Because I didn't really understand it either. But I tried picturing myself at 40 and picturing like the 24, 25 version of you. And
Oh yeah.
and wondering would I be able to date that and vice versa. And then I was like, what would the 25 version of you see in someone like me?
Oh, I told you. Oh, what if they think, oh, you're the Janet? I want to sleep with you.
I mean, like Rose.
I want a piece of that
weird.
YouTube. Like I watch you every day on YouTube, every Friday on YouTube. Oh my god, oh my god, you won't believe what I do at night.
That is not the relationship I am looking for at 40. That's the thing. That's not the relationship I'm looking for at any age. Honestly, it's weird. I think.
But imagine though, someone was coming on to you, but like, let's say like it's like the pianist, Michael Haneke's pianist.
Yeah.
Like they've been secretly obsessed with you, and then they try to date you, and then they like reveal that like during coffee or something, I'm your biggest fan.
I don't think I can do that.
Anyone who gets that pianist reference, like, you are a film nerd.
You are a film
You are a
buff.
nerd.
The reason being is like if a 24, 25-year-old is interested in the 40-year-old me, I would think something's wrong with them. Usually, in my opinion, a 24, 25-year-old dude wants to date like a 21-year-old girl or something like that. Like
or like maybe a 30-year-old for bragging rights, or just to. I think a lot of men like the male sugar baby thing of like, you know, get me Dodger tickets, or something like that.
For whatever, again, maybe it's just my weird societal double standard brain or whatever, but I just feel like I don't understand the type of man who, like, for example, your answer is exactly it. A man at 40 doesn't necessarily even want to date a woman at 40. So, like, what makes a young man at 20 or 30 want to date a woman at 40? Like, it just...
Well, I don't know. I mean, what if they're like a movie star? What if they're like a famous musician? And
the
they
woman?
still look... Yeah, the woman. And they still look like, sexually attractive, which is like these days, like 40s and like new 30s, whatever.
Yeah, but I'm not. And most people aren't. And I think those are like extreme circumstances. Like most people...
You're not cutting yourself enough slack, man.
I really don't believe. And because at this point, like prior in my 30s and 20s, you don't necessarily have to have a career. It'd be nice, but like you just have to be driven and committed at something. At 40, you have to. For me, the person I'm dating, between 35 to 60, you kind of have to for me, because like I already went through like training you. And like knowing what
I know
that feels
somewhat
like.
how to do taxes. Somewhat.
barely.
What you do is you throw money at a really good
At the
accountant.
problem, yeah. At the same time, like, again, what kind of, like, 35 to 60-year-old man wants a 40-year-old woman? I think someone that just wants someone that they can relate to. I think you just want, like, to date everyone and everything.
To experience life so that when I reach my deathbed, I can, like, have a single tear going, like, I did it.
Yeah,
You know?
but I think I'd be looking for someone else who wants someone they can relate to, because that's what I'd be looking for. I don't want someone else who's just, like, lost their wife in a tragic accident and wants to date everything. Like, I don't, you know what I mean? And I think at this point, for whatever, I don't know what changed, I would be okay with the other person having a kid.
40.
Yeah, at 40. I don't know why. I don't know what changed. But I think, like, at 40, I would be like, oh, you have a kid. I'd be open to raising them. And, like, treating them like
I
my
fucking
own.
hate you. I was just really picturing that. And it's just like, I remember Free Willy. And then...
If they hate me, then we wouldn't go past dating, obviously. Like, I wouldn't marry someone with a kid that hates me.
No, but what if they're like a toddler and they grow up to hate you?
Oh.
That's a possibility.
Well, that is upsetting.
Like what if? Oh, and they fucking throw all the time. You're not my real mom. Fuck you. I don't want to listen. You're not my real mom. I want my real mom. Or me like, you're not my real dad. You can't tell me what to do. You can't ground me. That will happen, and you're gonna have to fucking deal with that all the time.
I think I'll be like that. That can happen if you have your own kid too. So I would be open to that. Yeah.
That is true.
Yeah.
But then they don't. It wouldn't stab you in the heart just when the child that you're trying so hard to, like, be the next parent to goes like, fuck you, you're not my real parent.
I think it would hurt as much as my real child.
Oh, I guess so. You're
being
right.
Like, fuck you, mom. I hate you. You're the reason why my life sucks. Like.
But then you have, like, the extra thing of saying, like, I fucking birthed you from my vagina. Like, you like, bitch, you can't, like, you listen to me, motherfucker. Okay. Like, you wouldn't exist if I hadn't shat your ass and held you in my fucking stomach for 8 months, bitch. Like, that's what you get to say. But you can't fucking say that with your fucking, like, new surrogate child. You can't pull that shit.
My parents have never said that to me.
My parents say that shit to me all the time.
I have never said or done anything that awful to my parents to warrant my parents saying that to me. But I've heard other parents say that to their kids, and I swore that I would never, no matter how angry my child makes me, or my stepchild in this fantasy world makes me, I will never say that.
And I would always think when I hear that, or, like, when it's done to me, I would be like,
yeah,
so
like,
what?
Yeah, that was
So
your
what? That's your
decision.
problem.
Yeah, that's your problem, not my problem. You birthed me. That was your choice. What does that have anything to do with me?
It has nothing to do with me.
Oh my god, we're awful.
This is an amazing episode.
And at 40, again, the bar of attractiveness just went even lower. I don't know why. I just think, like, if the trend...
Do you really just see people for who they are the older you get?
Yeah,
Nice.
I think so. And again, I don't think at 40 I have any right to be picky at that point. Like,
You'll still be a beautiful woman.
yeah, but, like, I'm asking so much. I'm asking for someone in their, like, 35 to 60 year range to want someone like me. I'm asking for them to have a career and have all, like, their life together. To also ask that they're, like, somewhat attractive, to have that as a requirement is like, oh, I have to get lucky. You know what I mean? Because all the 40-something-year-old people with careers and their life together, they're, like, dating, like, 20, 30-year-olds. Like, what, you know? Yeah.
And it's, like, those people who can't get the 20 or 30-year-olds.
Yeah.
Who are probably, like, kind of the most sweetest people.
Yeah.
You know, I see what you mean.
Like, the best
Fair
ones,
enough.
you know? Like, the kind
Best ones I don't know, but, like, you know.
Yeah.
People are people.
Yeah. I wonder, like, the people who are like now in their 30s, like I don't envy anyone who's dating like right now, period. Like whether you're young, old, 30, whatever, I don't envy it because like I don't know how you do it.
I just think it's impossible.
And it's just, I don't know what, I'm so lucky to have found you because I think I would be forever alone if I hadn't found you by now.
I'm sure there are plenty of people in the audience who are literally like the character from The Pianist, going like, "Man, if I had my chance, if Vincent died, my God, it'd be the best."
I have realized that people, they have weird assumptions about how I am in real life.
Oh, they think you're a certain way, but then when they meet you, they're just
taken
aback.
They're never disappointed. They're just like freaked out, I think.
Oh, that it's the same person?
Yeah.
Oh, I see.
Like people are freaked out that I'm exactly the same person I am in real life. But also, like, let's say people are more like watchers of the Friday YouTube videos. Sometimes they think I'm nicer than I actually am, or
Oh, why? Because you're putting on an appealing face. Oh, this is what I'm doing.
Yeah, and
you can't go full Janet.
Yeah, I'm smiling a lot more than I do normally. Like when you're on camera, you have to smile more than you probably normally do. And I have resting bitch face, so like
pretty bad one.
I actually come across really intimidating in real life. Also, like I don't think people realize that like normal people don't talk like the way I talk. Like, I just say whatever's on my mind. Usually, people have, like, a people filter. They have, like, I won't say certain things to your face in real life. Unfortunately,
Janet will say all the things to your face without blinking.
Everything I'm saying on this podcast, the reason why I'm okay just saying them on this podcast is because I would say it to anyone's face. Like, I'm not hiding anything about who I am. And that's very, like, I've met, like, two people now who kind of only knew me online, and then they met me in real life and are just like they have this feeling of like, I am shocked by you, and you are kind of intense. You're kind of like way, and I'd always think like, what were you thinking? So now we're moving on to our 60s. If you were to die of a heart attack, because at that age, I think genetically you're predisposed. You will probably get a heart attack and die one day, and leave me all alone. Whereas for me, I will probably trip and die. I will probably trip and hit my head and die. I've fallen and I can't get up. What would you be looking for at 60?
I don't know. It's hard for me to even, like, I don't even know if I'll, like, to not have the same drive is like, what, like, I can't even perceive a Vincent in my 60s. And to even, like, be like, I've been with the same person for almost 50 years now, and then they just disappear. It's like, how do you even deal with that? But then I guess my answer would be very similar to, like, to like my 40s, except that like I guess the age bracket has moved up to like maybe like instead of 20s like 30s or above, and then again I'd have the choice of generation, and I don't know, it just kind of depends on the generation. But I can like, I always thought it was weird that like older gentlemen like 50 or 60 were like dating like 30 or like late 20s people. I thought it was weird, but then I was like thinking about it, and like very similarly to like the 40s, I was just like, oh, I understand. It seems as though I mean, yes, it's the base monkey thing of like, I want to date a young thing. Mm-hmm. Yes, but then like it's like the thing of like, I can't really relate with anybody in my 60s anymore. You think that's what it is? Or
I think it's just less desirable.
Yeah.
You know?
And it's just like, I would want to go backwards. I don't know why one would date older at that point. And like what I wanted, like, I don't know. I just don't know even like what I would be into in my 60s.
I think for me,
I wouldn't have any reservations. Like I guess whatever falls on my lap falls on my lap. But then at that point, like, man, I hope I'm still able to do a lot of stuff. Because that would suck.
What if you're not? What if you have like, oh man,
Then like I'm kind of like relegated to like sugar babies and all that shit, and that sucks because like they're just leeches.
Yeah,
you just leech off of you.
I think at 60, and you just suddenly died of a heart attack. I think I would just not date. I think I'd be okay being alone, kind of. I think at 60, this is like the existential thought that struck me with fear while I was like flying in the sky. I realized that like at 60, none of the stuff I care about right now matter. All the like weird social media stuff and the YouTube stuff, nothing matters anymore. At that point, you're just trying to like live. You're just trying to get through life and just have a comfortable rest of your life, in my opinion. That's what I think I would feel at 60. And that means the things that I didn't care about at all in 20 suddenly become really, really, really important. So like having someone to be with, potentially having a family, not being alone. Like I think at 60, you no longer have like value in career, especially as a woman. Value as a career, value in looks, value in anywhere. But the only people that will value you are the people that you made value you throughout your life. So like your children, your partner, your family, your friends, that kind of stuff. But like as you age and everyone starts dying off, you're gonna be alone. And that's really sad when you have nothing to replace that with. Because when at like 30, you can replace that with a career. You can replace that with like hobbies, whatever. At 60, what if like I get arthritis in my hands and I can't draw anymore or whatever? Like I think I would, if I were to date, I would try to find like someone 60 plus like me who's just wants a companion. Because I have a grandma who has like a boyfriend and she got divorced, but like she has like a long-term boyfriend, and I think that's really nice. That
and like she's like 70 or something.
Yeah,
like,
some
really
70 or
like,
80 or something.
Like boyfriend girlfriend.
Yeah, and I think it's almost like they're married, but they're not, and it's just companionship. And I think like that's probably what I would find, and I'd probably find it through hobbies. I'd probably like garden.
Oh, you do photography?
Or,
yeah, I do photography.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I think, and that's amazing how like our priorities change so much depending on our age.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And what we want changes depending on how old, because it's really like we're talking about like compatibility in phases of life. It's not fair for someone who's not into being with someone who's like 2 generations older than them to like want to be with. Like it's just if it doesn't work, it doesn't work, you know?
Yeah. We are recommending this video by this YouTuber, Zhang. I don't know if I can say the title of this video.
But you can kind of just look it up, I'm sure.
Yes. So, or we'll have the link down below.
Yes.
It's basic. This video that he made is amazing.
It's amazing. It's like, I just like, oh, that's why you have this many people watching your content. Because you're just this good at making it. And these ideas are amazing.
It's very fitting for this episode. It's about, he is trying to find a pure young man to hook up with his adult entertainer friend.
Yes, he has a adult entertainment friend who's just his platonic friend.
Yes.
They're just friends.
You can guess out of these terms what words I am trying to replace. Pure and adult entertainer. Yes. I don't know if the other words are allowed on YouTube.
Why is this a amazing video, Janet Jen?
Because I'm just shocked that he did it and it's on YouTube.
I'm shocked by the thoroughness of like that he goes by step how he like makes the sweepstakes and basically like this very TV show-esque elimination process with him and his adult actress friend.
Yes.
You know.
It's amazing that this even exists. But truly, if you can think it exists on the internet.
Truly. Wait a second. If you made it to this point of the podcast, thank you so much. We hope you have questions because you're the super fan. Congratulations. You made it to the end of the podcast, please ask us a question about dating people so we can just make a horrible... You could do it anonymously. I would very much prefer you do it anonymously so that you could just react to it. And also, Jan and I have been making music, and you've been telling the story about the gummy.
Yes.
And what were you doing while you were doing the gummy?
I was writing music.
Yes. And then what did we make?
We made a song about my existential thoughts.
Yes. So please enjoy this existential Janet high thought song.
If you like this episode, jingle all the bells and buttons, check out these other episodes over here, and we will see you next time. Today is Sunday, and I woke up today